Are you ready?
I am Dora, and if I love wrestling and you love wrestling, then we love wrestling.
Welcome back again. I'm Trady. We back. We got a edition. I'm gonna start calling these We Love Weekly. We Love Wrestling Weekly. Bring on different guests. Talk to them about themselves and then different topics in wrestling. Today we have somebody here. If you know about Mission Pro, talk about Mission Pro a lot. Saw her at the first Mission Pro show when Mission Pro came back. We've been cool since that, following online, talking from time to time. She's a big Mission Pro advocate. She's down in the Texas area. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna call her Dora today. So what's up, Dora?
Nothing much. Just drinking my water, my wine, and eating my chips. That's pretty much it. As of right
Drinking water, wine, and eating chips.
You gotta hydrate while you're drinking.
All right, I feel that. So the first question I always ask before we get into it is, why do you love wrestling, or what started your love for wrestling?
I love wrestling. I guess mostly because I would say because my brothers and my dad, because they had me watching it all my life. But then in ninth grade, I actually started wrestling myself. So I wrestled from ninth grade until my sophomore year of college. So that's really why I love wrestling.
Were you really good?
Yeah. I did freestyle and what is the other one that we were doing? Folk style, because Texas only does folk style. I don't know if they still do it. I haven't followed too much, but yeah.
Any trophies or championships while you was wrestling?
I did. I was first place in my region a lot. My senior year only because my ninth through my junior year, I had to wrestle in between the 165 and the 215 weight classes. So I only weighed about 145 though. So I had to always, like, if I wanted to wrestle the 215 girls just to fill up the team so we would get more points, I'd have to gain like 3 pounds every week just to be able to wrestle them. But I would beat them, so it didn't matter to me. So
How was it like being in all the weight putting on for wrestling and everything?
It was better than having to lose weight all the time is how I felt because I didn't have to run as much, so I could still eat everything and be cool and all that shit, and it was nicer. But even now, like it was really hard for me to gain weight though. Like even now, it's really hard for me to gain weight. So that was one of the difficulties. Like I would be like, "Can I weigh in my singlet so I can add just some extra weight to myself?" Because the bigger girls would have the hardest time making weight. They'd have to literally weigh in naked because they could not make 215. So it was hard when I have to wrestle those girls because they were upset and hungry at the same time. So it was a little difficult, but I would still beat them. It was fun for me though. It was fun. I liked it a whole bunch. I enjoyed it.
Did you ever think about transferring into regular wrestling?
I couldn't I couldn't go to my weight class if that makes sense because we had our captain of my team my whole school until my senior year. She wrestled the 148 weight class and I would beat her, but they wouldn't let me like go in that weight class because they wanted her to still wrestle it and win and everything. But the thing was, like, I was like, Missy's not going anywhere after this. She didn't go wrestle on or anything like that. Like I was one of the few girls at that time period that I was wrestling that actually went on to wrestle in school. Like she just ended up going to like some, like, I wouldn't say like a local college, but the college, like I think it's McAllen or something like that. I can't remember. And she ended up just becoming a ref. And it was like, y'all really kind of wasted like my good years making me wrestle these big girls instead of letting me wrestle my weight class. So yeah, it kind of sucked for a little bit there. But my senior year, I just beat everyone like all the time. Like they would get mad. They were just like, all she ever does is win. And I'm like, what do you want me to do? I'm just a winner like
Did
that.
you ever think about getting into wrestling, professional wrestling or training to go for wrestling since she was good in high school?
I would, but if I wasn't so injured already, like I have this shoulder's messed up, both of my hips are messed up, one of my foot is messed up, and then my hand, I think it's this hand's messed up too because someone landed on it. So if I wasn't so injured, I definitely wouldn't mind. Cause like when I first started like going to Mission Pro and stuff like that, I was going with my friend Sam because he was selling he does comic books and he was selling merch and stuff at the time. So that's how I got to meet like Thunder Rosa and come into Mission Pro like that. So yeah, they definitely asked me like, "You don't want to get in?" And I was like, "No, I don't. I don't have to train, if that makes sense." I kind of like, yeah, because I don't eat enough, and I already walk around all day for my job, so I know I would be so exhausted by the time I would have to like go train during the day and stuff like that, or at night even.
I can dig that. I can dig.
Mm-hmm.
You mentioned Mission Pro. Before we get into Mission Pro,
Mm-hmm.
um, I got to ask you, growing up, who was like some of your favorites? Watching wrestling.
Growing up, oh my gosh, I recently, there was this dude I occasionally go on dates with him like that. He asked me like what was one of my favorite matches, and I straight up told him like the TLC match where it was Edge and Christian, the Dudley Boys, and the Hardy Boys, because I've loved the Hardy Boys since forever. Like they were both my crushes growing up, stuff like that. But I would say all of them, and then Shawn Michaels, Undertaker. Let me think. Like Lita, Trish Stratus. Who else? I did like Stephanie McMahon for a little bit. I just felt bad for her though, the way they would, use her throughout a lot of the stuff. But you know what? I appreciated her and her efforts. Let me think. Who else? Rob Van Dam, Chris Benoit, Kurt Angle. I love me some Ric Flair. He's himself, but I love Ric Flair all the way through. I guess that'll probably be. Would that be it? Oh, Stone Cold, of course, my white man crush. That's what I call him. One of my white man crushes. Let me see. I think that would probably be it. That's all I can remember right now, anyway. If I'm being honest.
Don't look
Don't
good.
look.
Don't
Don't.
look good for you over there. Nah, you good.
Mhm.
So it's weekly. I asked
Mhm.
Dora, to bring a topic. She had one topic that she want to talk on. I don't know what topic that is, but I'm gonna throw it to her. See what we got. What topic we got going.
I just feel like Vince McMahon shouldn't have been so messy about it, but I'm glad he stands in himself is all I can say. I know those accusations were crazy against him, but you know what? Linda had to know some things were going on is all I can say. Because you know what? I feel like there was a lot going on during certain eras that a lot of us didn't get to see. And that's why I feel like how do I say this appropriately? Like that's why a lot of people are going to AEW now because they get to be themselves and they don't have to like they can what's voluntarily put their bodies at risk compared to I feel like when WWE was like WWF and stuff like that, they were making you put your body and you weren't getting the option and you were having to take so much painkillers, do other kinds of, I don't want to say illegal drugs, but they were doing other things to alleviate their pains from the things that they were being asked to do at the same time. So I feel like Vince McMahon should have been paying these women more to be quiet with everything that they had going on. Because that was a low amount. Like, what? That was such a low amount. He was like, and those women were taking that low amount. No, sir, Mr. McMahon. You know how much your company makes a year? A night? Just in 2 or 3 hours of being on the, like, what? No, you can pay me more to be quiet, is all I have to say. And buy me a pig, because that's like That's my dream pet to have. All I want is like a potbelly pig. He would have had to give me a potbelly pig for my silence, is all I have to say. Mm-hmm. I don't remember the exact number. That's why I'm just like disappointed because they took such a low amount.
They said in 12 years he gave over 16 million to 4 different women.
That's
16 million between 4 women. So I don't I don't know what he did. If you do get in a relationship, guys, don't cheat on your wives.
Exactly, because it's a little expensive unless you're like a millionaire like this man.
Unless y'all got some type of agreement.
Yeah, exactly, and it's written down.
Yeah,
That's what NDAs are for.
Yeah, but other than that, you know what I'm saying? Vince, just get you up out of there. You know what I'm saying? You can go relax, Vince. You did enough. Just pass that on. Just get up out of there, Vince. You know, I ain't gonna even say too much about it, but yeah, Vince, just get up out of there.
It's tough watching him walk around still. Like, sir, please, it's okay. We don't need you to look strong, Vince. We get it. Just, we don't even need you out here like that no more. Like, just sit down. We get it. You're the best. You're cool. Just sit. Because it hurts my bones watching him walk around like so stiff. Like, use the cane. I know the doctor had to have recommended a cane or like a wheelchair or something, because I know with my hips I'd be suffering, so I can't even imagine him, like how much his physical body has to be suffering at this point, and he has to show face and be like, oh yep, I did that shit, we're gonna keep going with this show though. So
audacity of you, Vince McMahon, that after they announced that you had this stuff against you, to come out on the show 2 times. Let me not even get into this. I will get upset.
That's what I'm saying. Like, he didn't have to do all that. Like, he was just doing it to show. Like, you can tell he just did it to be like, and what? What are you guys gonna fucking do? Nothing, because this is my fucking show. Like, no.
Yeah. That.
Did you see where? I don't know if you saw on Twitter where Mickey James was like, "Well, that's why I didn't get that raise."
Yeah, I seen that.
You saw that? That one made me giggle. I chuckled on that one. That one made me chuckle a lot. I was like, Mickey, don't do that. Don't do that. But it was good. It was good.
Yeah, man. Get up out of there, though, Vince. Let's see. Oh, Mission Pro. Let's go back to talking. Let's go to Mission Pro, because you said you was at Mission Pro. First show I saw you use with Sam's Otherworld.
Mm-hmm.
Otherworld, yeah.
Yes, yes. Yes, because you're the reason I met the Renegade Twins, and I'm in love with them. So yes. Because I was so shy. I'm so glad me and my daughters, I was like, oh my gosh, because you're like, let's all go take pictures. And me and my daughters, we're too shy for all that. And you're like, just go do it. And then what do? They pick up my girls, and my girls after that just want to do wrestling all the time now. They just love it. So
I don't know if you met the Renegade Twins because of me.
I did, because I wouldn't have gone up to them and said hello, because I'm too shy, because they're like beautiful, and I wouldn't have done it. Like, it took me so long to go up to La Rosa Negra, and even when I talked to Thunder Rosa with my friend Sam, I was so shy. I was like, stop it. No, y'all are so cool to me. I can't. Oh my goodness.
The best advice I ever got was from an NBA player.
Mm-hmm.
And it's one of my favorite players. He was like, man, we just all regular people. Just be normal and talk to people. You know what I'm saying? He was like, unless that person is like an asshole or something, if you just a regular person and talk to people, it's cool. So that's why while I'm out at events, I just make sure I say hey to them. What's up? Just try to be respectful.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of y'all don't be disrespectful, but be respectful while I'm out there and just have a conversation. They cool people, I mess with the Mission Pro people. Yeah.
They are. They're so fun and so sweet. All of them. Like, I love them so much. Are you picking up? What are you doing? Are you picking up a poster? Oh, you have them. Oh, okay. See, if my daughter's just are you just a little bit? You love him just a little bit. That's funny.
Well, I mess with Mission Pro just a bit.
Oh, I like that one too. That was such a good flyer that they had because I was at that one. That one was good.
I mess with Mission Pro just a little bit. You feel me?
I was so sad when they started traveling because I love them being in Buda because it was literally 5 minutes from my house.
Mess with Mission Pro just a little bit. You feel me?
Ooh, I got that one too, I think.
Hold on.
It's hard to see on contact. Sorry, everybody.
In these spotlights, I'm putting in Easter eggs. So I have 2 of these. This will be a part of the giveaway, guys. So you can get a signed Mission Pro poster from the Hell Hath No Fury show. Because I have 2. So look out for that giveaway coming soon to all our platforms. Well, before we go, we are here on Mission Pro. You said you hate that they start traveling.
Yes, I mean, I don't hate it. I'm so happy for them, but it's just for me. I'm like, dang, I can't go like across the street to see them like once a month anymore. It's so sad. I miss it.
So they were doing the shows in what was that, Buda?
Yeah, it at the Pinballs arcade and like the back area where they have like all this, like they usually do like carnivals and stuff in the area because they have like this big old space and stuff, but they allowed them to do it in like the other little covered kind of canopy area, and it was fantastic. I loved it.
I enjoyed going to Austin. The only thing I didn't like is the flights home. You either got to take for me, you got to take an early flight or a late flight, or a flight with a bunch of layovers. And I ain't really about that.
My little brother does that every time because he lives in Florida, and when he flies over here, he'll get here, he'll leave at I think 4 or 5 in the morning most of the time and arrive around like 10 o'clock over here, and I'm usually the one that has to go pick him up at like 10 or 11 o'clock at night, so I definitely understand that.
So Mission Pro, who are some? I mean, we named the Renegade. You named the Renegade Twins. You named La Rosa. Shout out to La Rosa Negra.
Yes, I love her so much. She picked me up the last time I saw her, so picture of it. I love it.
I see her on the 29th. But who are some of your other Mission Pro favorites?
I would say Genocide. I love Jasmine Allure too. I like her a lot.
Shout out to Jasmine Allure being on WWE Main Event this week.
I saw that. I was like, oh my gosh, because her story. I was I was moved. I love it. But let me think, who else? She deserves it. She deserved those spots. A lot of those girls deserve like exactly where they're at right now because they worked hard. Because I watched them from when I first started going last year, and I know a lot of them were already like moving around and like not fighting, but wrestling at certain companies. So to see them like on TV now, it's so cute. Like Red Velvet, when she was at Mission Pro, I loved her also. Who else? I always forget her name, but the pretty girl from I think it's OKC, like Danny B or something like that.
Danny B, yeah.
Yes, her. I like her a lot. Let me think. There's like so many that I've seen, so I'm like I can't even remember all of their names. Let me think. Oh, Maddie, of course, Rinkowski. Yes, I love her. Who else? Oh, there's like a list. Because I'm trying to think. Because I know they just started incorporating like the men into Mission Pro also recently. So I just saw them the last time I went over to the San Antonio show, and there was a lot of good ones there. I just had never seen them wrestle before, like prior to that. So, like the Vic Endurance, that's his name. He's a good wrestler. I like him.
I don't know none of the men that be at Mission.
Oh, you don't? Oh, well, like Thunder Rosa's son, Anakin. Oh my gosh,
I know him. I know Anakin.
You like I knew.
I know David Ali because we got
Yeah.
a spotlight that never released. It was messed up, and the one guy who's annoying.
There's a JP Harlow. I know
That guy.
him. He's always in some mess with somebody, is what I noticed. So
Yeah, I call him the annoying one.
but I knew who you were talking about because I was like, I know, because he's always like in something. Let me think. I think that's all I can. That's all I can think of right now. Because I can't. I don't have my posters like you in front of me to be able to go through all of them like that. But
let's see.
oh, Holly Dead. I love Holly Dead.
You
Oh,
you better mention the champ one time.
huh?
You got to mention the
I
champion.
have to. Like what? Yes, I love watching her. Like when she had her match against was it Genocide? They did really good together. Like
That's the one they were all over the place.
Yes, that I ended up for that show. I showed up late, but I ended up coming in like towards the end. And those, what is it? I always say her finishing move wrong, but the pile driver that Holly Dead does, her holy, what is it called?
The Holly driver.
The Holly, yeah, the Holly driver. I saw her do that, and it was beautiful. Like I love hers, and then La Rosa Negra, her fucking frog splashes are beautiful. It's hard to do a frog splash too, but she does those so good. I love it.
See people.
Huh?
We feel the same way. I think Rosa Negra has the best frog splash in the business because
she does. It's so
clean.
It's so high. I love it. I love it.
Goes down, comes back out. It's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. You want to talk about the card coming up for Mission Pro?
Yes, if you can tell me I don't have it in front of me. So, and I have one eye, remember.
Feature Scott, what wrestling podcast you want to work with? Tell them right now.
I haven't looked into them too much besides yours because I love you and I've met you. So I don't know. I'd really have to meet the person, whoever would want to put me on a podcast first, because I go off of energy, and if I get like weird vibes, I'll be uncomfortable the whole time, and I don't want to look uncomfortable on someone's podcast like that. That would be hurtful. Yes, exactly, because we love wrestling over here.
Take the shirt.
How am I supposed to take it? Like what?
Just grab it.
Just grab it like that.
You got a shirt. I always ask this question, you know what I'm saying? I lean in a little bit before we go to our last spot. And I say, Rock or Stone Cold?
Stone Cold. Stone Cold.
15-14 Stone Cold.
No, I love The Rock. I'm not gonna. I love The Rock. Like,
it's no wrong answer.
Yeah.
We just, you know what I'm saying? I just asked the question. So, The Rock is at 14 right now. Stone Cold's at 15. So, the battle, it's even out, people. So, we still there.
I'm a Texan. I have to go with Stone Cold. Like, that's in me. He's in me.
Last spot. Here we go.
Okay.
I'll make you big on the screen. This is what we call the put yourself over moment. You just let the people know your social media, how they can get in touch with you, be respectful, and all the other things that you got going on, just putting yourself over.
Okay. My Twitter is at DTheMachine24. I think I recently changed my handle on Instagram. It's at DTheAssistant. I think it's 2490 also. Because before it was like Dora that bitch, but it's not that anymore because I was trying to win contests on Instagram and stuff like that. So they don't like when your last name has like curse words or things like that. That's why you got to put X's and stuff in it so it's not a curse word. So when they do the random picks, your name gets picked. That's what I learned. So D the assistant and then D the machine. So those are my handles.
There it is. D the assistant, D the machine. You should see D at a show in Texas. Well, it's probably see her at Mission Pro if y'all go to Mission Pro. You might catch her one time with a We Luv Wrestling shirt on. I don't know. Sitting in the sponsor area. Who knows?
Definitely.
Might catch me back down there, but the summer got to end because it's too hot for me.
Yeah, it's hot in Texas too. It's super fucking hot out here right now.
Yeah.
I die every day at work. Look at my tan. You see my little farmer's tans right here? That's how hot it is.
Last time I was out there, I was at after the show, I was just at the pool the whole night, which was crazy because they had me. Never mind. I was at the pool and I went to the airport and it was all bad because I was hungover. But hey, you know,
It was a good time. You had a good time. That's what you say. Had a great time at the pool.
yeah, it was all legal stuff. So that was great. Dora, you part of the We Love Wrestling family?
Of course, I'm a part of the We Love Wrestling family since we met. I love wrestling. You love wrestling. We love wrestling. Like what? Yes.
Yeah, I heard what she said. I mean, you heard she said she met me. We actually met.
Yes.
Doing this, so she might be the next one. I'm Trey D, and if I love wrestling and you love wrestling, then we love wrestling. It's 2 Street. For the I love wrestling and you love wrestling, then we.
You're not here, you missing out. Is this show?